What's going on, everybody? This is the Filsinger Games Character Spotlight with Mike and Brock.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Brock. And today we will be going into the invasion sets once again, starting with, well, I guess we've done a couple already. We're going to review Billy Joe Boxer, my all-time favorite Champions of the Galaxy character. And who else? Adam Blast. I forgot there for a minute. And we also have a topic today.
War games.
War games. The match beyond. Not that war games, but something similar. But yeah, what's been going on with you?
Not much. Started to warm up here. I went out and broke some of the ice. Just last week we had the weather was all over the place. So it was like -20 to -30 for a couple of days. And then it warmed up, dropped about 25, 30 centimeters of snow, got cold again, and then got super warm, hit +2 today. So we've literally been all over.
Yeah, that in Fahrenheit yesterday for us, in the morning and afternoon when the sun's out, it was in the high teens at the highest, but then at night it went up to 50. So it's just bizarre. But all the snow's gone, which is nice.
And then my wife is such a huge, Grogu Baby Yoda fan. She went out and she's now dressing me in the same stuff.
Nice. I like Grogu. Did you watch the Book of Boba Fett?
Yep. Did
you enjoy it before the last 3 episodes?
I wouldn't give it a rewatch. Like Mandalorian, I watched both seasons twice.
Mm-hmm.
Book of Boba Fett, no, it's not getting a rewatch.
I've decided that if Boba Fett was a D&D character, he would have negative charisma. He's the most boring, monotone. Like, there's nothing cool about him anymore. Put the helmet back on and make him mysterious, because I'm tired of what they've done with him. Like the last couple episodes when he was being cool, like fighting in the helmet and everything, he looked great. But other than that, like he's not keeping my interest. No,
and they were bringing in so many cameos to keep people in, and they're like, yeah, it's getting great reviews, and so many people are watching it. And, it's outperforming The Mandalorian. I'm like, I don't believe that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that I'm afraid for Star Wars is they're getting to a point now where it's just fan service. Like, let's bring in this character to get a pop. Let's bring in this character to get it, get people to talk about it. And it's just so much now. Like, it's just a bunch of cameos. I don't like, because that's what Rise of Skywalker was a bunch of callbacks and stuff like that. Instead of actually like wrapping up the mess of a story they made, they just made it a bunch of nostalgia.
And the ending was just stupid. Like, they took it right out of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then they win, and he's like, yeah, I don't like it here, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
I
wasn't a fan. Like, I'm not going to boycott Star Wars over it like some people are saying, but you're not going to like it all. There's so much Star Wars content coming out, you're not going to like it all.
No.
But that segued into nothing.
Let's segue that into the U.S. Patriot.
There you go. Adam Blast.
Yeah, Adam Blast.
Look at him. He's ready to karate chop somebody.
Yeah. I was excited for him and Commander Sam as a tag team.
Mm-hmm. The Bomb Squad.
Yeah. They didn't do anything. I didn't think they would, but they were a good mid-level. They could put up a fight. I knew they weren't going to win anything.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed using them. As Adam Blast is a singles wrestler. He captured my Galaxian title, which is like my low-level singles title, 3 times.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
So he had a pretty decent run on his own.
Mm-hmm.
And but until he got his upgrade, he didn't do much. But as a mid-level tag team, I thought him and Commander Sam were just that. We're a good mid-level tag team.
Absolutely.
They could get the fans behind them. And that's what it's all about, is that USA chant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking at his card, he looks horrible. But he did, from what I remember, he did halfway decent for me. He's one of those guys you just knew was going to get upgraded right away.
Yeah.
Just because of how bad he was.
As soon as we discovered that upgrades were going to happen, you knew he was going to happen.
Yeah, because he doesn't even have a comeback on level 1 defense. But his offense is pretty solid, except for his level 3. Like, he's got 2 level 2 moves, a flying head scissors 2 and top rope clothesline 2 on 1 and 2. But
and then he's got a double finisher.
Double finisher.
And his agility's a -2?
Yes.
Yes.
+3 power.
Yeah.
What kills him is he has 3 downs and a pin on level 3.
Yeah.
He has 2 tags and a leave, though. So if in tag matches, he's got a pretty good shot at tagging out. But yeah. Your typical All-American hero. I like his upgraded art. Have you seen that? The Warner art from the colorized set?
No.
It's pretty good. I'll see if I can find it real quick.
Colorized, I have not seen it.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, I'm digging those.
He won his first feud against the Executioner, but that's because the Executioner couldn't wrestle anybody who was faster.
True.
And then he feuded Tung Soon and lost miserably. And then he went up against Death Mask. And then he got his I think Killer Queen, and I think in year 5 he got an upgrade to US Patriot. Okay. It wasn't right away.
But yeah. Let me see. Let me pull up his wiki page here, so we can look at his history here on screen. Yeah, it wasn't until 2093 that he got upgraded. So
yeah,
it took it took a little while. Yeah, here he is, his original gear.
Okay, that's not too bad.
And then here's his upgrade at US Patriot. But we'll talk more about that when we get there.
Oh, I remember that card.
It looks like an American Gladiator. With the looks like, what was one of the guys' names, Turbo or something like that.
US Nitro.
Yeah, Nitro, that was it. Yeah, we're talking about Adam Blast today. So that's his first card in color. The flyover for him.
Yeah, I remember I wrote him down as 6'3", 220 pounds, just tall and lean.
They have him at 5'11", 252 pounds.
What the hell?
Yeah, he's thick. Doesn't look like it though.
No, not there. Second card? Yeah.
Yeah, this card. Yeah, this guy's beefy.
He didn't miss any meals from the buffet table there.
No. He was lifting weights while he was eating.
Yeah, he went on the Brian Bosworth diet.
Copied his like Brian Bosworth too. Nice, but we'll talk more about him later. But right now, we're going to talk about Adam Blast.
Yeah,
his rookie card, if you will.
Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed using them. I thought they were fun. My buddy Rob hated them.
Really?
And so when we first split, so I was using all the bootlegs. Rob just said, "Here's Commander Sam and Adam Blast." And I remember because they captured the tag titles in my bootleg fed right away.
Mm-hmm.
I brought them in and gave them a title shot, and they won it. But that's because none of those guys were very tough. So it was perfect to fit right in. There was one or two tough guys, and they were all going for the heavyweight title and stuff.
And they worked very well as a tag team.
Yeah,
you could have Adam Blast come in there, do some damage, and then when he got into trouble, he had all the opportunity to tag out that he needed.
Yep.
So many defensive tags. There's 8 defensive tags on his card.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good chances. Excuse me. Pretty good odds, I guess, to to tag out if need be. Get the hot tag.
Yeah, he like I said, I liked using him as that. It was kind of disappointing that they didn't win my low level tag, my Interglacian tag, but they were even outclassed by that because at that point in time, the Titan Power were the dominant tag team for my Interglacian, and you just couldn't get past them.
Yeah, they were tough.
That's for the next guy. But
yes,
Patriot. What would you do to fix up the Patriot?
I think the most obvious thing.
I have my.
I turned him into U.S. Patriot.
Yeah, I have my cards here, so he's U.S. Patriot in front of him, but I know it's Atom Blast.
I would get rid of one of those downs on level 3 defense.
See, I would on his level 3 offense, I would make one of those a down 3.
Okay, at the number 2 spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would let him stay on offense.
Yeah.
He's got a decent level 2 though, so if he gets bumped back up to level 2, it's not horrible. He's got 2 clean that go through, a pile driver 3 and a torpedo dive 3. No choices or anything attached to those, so they're going to go through. But yeah,
because he's got so many tags,
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between a hurt and a and a down really? But
a tag,
if because I remember this happening a lot. Commander Sam would get beat up, and then you're like, in comes Atom Blast, and you got a 33% chance he's putting the guy right back to hurt.
Yeah, that's true. He's also got a C on out of the ring and death jump, which is a killer.
He ate a lot of concrete back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't see double C's on those too often. But yeah, I'm going to stick with the down just to give him a fighting chance when he gets knocked down in singles matches.
Yeah, I'd do the I'd make the number 2 move on level 3 offense a down 3 move.
Would you give them a tag team finisher? They started introducing them in this set.
We could, but I like them the way they are because Sam's knows he's on his way out. So you don't want to introduce a guy and then 2 years later, he's a manager Sam.
Mm-hmm. Manager Sam. They should have changed his name to that. Yeah, I have a soft spot in my heart for Atom Blast. I always kind of liked him. It's that underdog hero type.
Yep. So we'll segue over to your favorite, your man of the hour.
Yeah, Billy Joe Boxer. This guy was nothing but success for me. Held my main title for a long time. Had a great undefeated streak right out the gate. He's a killer in specialty matches that do anything with the charts because his level 2 offense, he's got into the turnbuckle on 3 and then 3 wonderful boxing punches on 4 through 6 that knock you down to 3. So if you have any kind of specialty match that makes you roll on a chart or something for the into the turnbuckle, that's just another option for that. Like he was just tough for me.
I think I remember you might have used him at a Canada Cup and got him into finals with in a torture chamber.
Mm-hmm. And he was annihilating.
I remember that was just 5 moves to put you down on level 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And I mean, looking at his card though, it's not that great. He's got a down on level 2 defense, which was uncommon then, especially then. 3 on level 3 defense. But I guess it's just that level 2 offense. Like if he gets you on level 2 right away, he's gonna possibly knock you out.
And back then there weren't too many guys that had that 3 downs. I think it was
not unobstructed.
Him and Starwire, I think, might have been the only 2.
Mm-hmm. Because Thantos had 3 moves, but I think one of them had a choice on it.
Yeah, one was a choice, same as Kraken.
Mm-hmm. Or Kraken.
Yeah. And So I think Billy Joe and Starware were the only two to have 3 downs on level 2 offense
I think you're right.
out of the first 36 guys.
Mm-hmm. Unobstructed, at least.
Yeah, which made him quite deadly.
Mm-hmm.
See, for me, he captured my Galaxian title twice. He could. There was no way he was even going to make it into a heavyweight title picture.
You didn't push him right.
he just, because I use my point system, so
Yeah.
he couldn't string enough points together to enough victories together to get himself anywhere. But as a tag team, he captured my GWF tag title once as Titan Power.
Okay.
And then he was an Intergalaxian tag with Lord Nexus 3 times. And then he was a tag team with KO Keller.
Okay.
I made him a tag team, and I called them Fight Club. And they captured the tag titles once.
Knocking guys out.
Yep. And one of the runs, him and Lord Nexus, it was, I think, 32 defenses from an Intergalaxian tag.
Wow.
And they had a title versus the Gladiators, and they lost. So
that's an impressive run, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can't think of anything close to that for any title in my feds.
Now, as for feuds, he drew against Genghis Khan, and then he won a couple. But his last few years, he couldn't piece anything together. Guys were just getting too tough for him as as the power creep slowly crept in.
Yeah.
But he
never got updated.
Yeah, he did shockingly beat the Mad Jester for me, though.
Nice.
In a feud.
Yeah, he dominated for me. And then, of course, I got really into him because he was so dominant that I didn't want him to ever lose. So maybe make some poor decisions for his opponents and things like that.
Yeah, him and Nexus, for me, I'd put him easily in my top 3 of all-time favorite tag teams.
Okay. Let me pull him up here for us all to look at.
And I remember I had him at 6'2", 234 pounds.
Pretty close. He's 6 foot and 1/2 inch, 244 pounds officially. And a handsome man. Hitting that speed bag on this color version.
That's funny.
Yeah, I even made a bootleg female version of him called Bobby Joe Boxer.
Excuse me for a second.
Oh, you have her right there. There you go.
Yep.
There she is. Yeah. Roberta Jones is her real name.
She's going to be, I got her coming into my all-female women's fed soon.
Yeah, and if you look at her card, it's just identical to his.
Almost.
Yeah, she's a little tougher. Got a better defense.
Yeah. The level 3 defense is a little better, and the finisher's up by, because his was only a +1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. I think what I did was anything that was a left jab or a right hook, I just reversed it on her card. Very creative. Don't sue me.
I enjoyed using those two, like Nexus. And it's funny, that we talk about them like this because, the Bomb Squad did get title shots against Titan Power, but you just couldn't hold up.
Yeah.
But level 1 Nexus would usually start, get you on level 2 offense. All of a sudden, Billy Joe would come in, put you down, and next thing you know, it was Titan drop, Titan drop, Titan drop, Titan drop, all over.
Yep. Gotta love those Titan drops. Yeah. Pretty tough guy for me. But looking at his stats, I think it was just some hometown favoritism that, that pushed him over for me. Solid offense, though. His offense is pretty solid.
Yeah. What would you do to fix him up?
I hate to say it, but I think I'd do the same thing on him as get rid of one of those downs.
Yeah.
Make it a hurt.
Yeah. On him, that's what I'd agree with, because he makes a great tag team partner, but every so often he would get trapped on defense. He was the weak link.
Mm-hmm.
And so you remove one of those downs, and he's gotten a little better.
Yeah. The 6-3 pin isn't terrible.
No. Would you like to see him, have the Ronnie Garvin hands of stone knockout punch and give him a plus 2 or 3 finish? But
yeah. What is the TKO? Is it a punch?
Well, if not, it's the worst named finisher ever.
Throw opponent into the ropes and blast him with a punch. So it's a punch from the ropes. It's the Superman punch, maybe.
Superman punch at a +1.
Yeah. From a boxer. It should be a +6. It should be an automatic win.
Come on, if what's his name can knock out the Big Show.
Yeah, right. It should be, you have to roll it, but he only succeeds on a 6. But if he hits a 6, it's an automatic win. But he only succeeds on a 6. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, I just remember the run, and then I remember when I brought K.O. Keller in, and I still use K.O. Keller.
He was a classics guy, correct?
Yeah, but since I didn't wrestle the classics, I'm buying a set, but I bought the set for extra guys. I didn't buy the set because I was going to start in 2074.
Right. He debuted he has a 2084 card. So it wasn't that far away, 4 years.
No. And I just like the idea of having two boxers in tagging up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want them to feud or anything like that. I'm like, yeah, we'll put them as a tag team, and they captured some gold. They did okay.
I like K.O. Keller.
And then I had Billy Joe retire.
Yeah. He wasn't around very long, was he?
He was around quite a long time, actually. I'd say, let's see. 1, 2, 3,
his
4,
active years.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years.
Well, he officially retired in 2097, so he had a 9-year run.
I had him for 14 years, so yeah, I had him around a little while longer.
Yeah.
That's what I get for not following storylines, is I don't know when guys officially retire.
Right. He had a 9-year run with one card. Not bad, never updated.
Yeah. No, he was a good guy to use.
Yeah. My favorite character. Then I won the Canada Cup with him. Only to get demolished in the finals.
Yeah, because you probably took him into the finals, didn't you?
I did. I think I went up against Aethren Overmaster with him in the first round, and it wasn't much of a match. I couldn't do it to him though. I couldn't bail on him. I'm like, he got me here. I got to keep going.
So now let's talk about our topic of war games.
Okay. The match beyond? No.
You said you skipped yours?
I did. I skipped it because I was so far behind that I just kind of breezed through those years and just rolled matches and didn't do the War Games storyline. Another reason why I kind of want to go back and revisit this whole thing.
Yeah, I did it twice. The first time I did it the same as anybody else, because see, I was running my 2 feds back then. I had my GWF, and then I had kind of like my bootleg fed where I would test guys out and, if I like them, maybe bring them up. And so all the guys who lost dropped down to the bootleg fed.
Okay.
And So, things kind of got, mixed up around.
Hmm.
But, I was still able to use them. I didn't lose those guys for a year. I didn't sit them out. I still wrestled with them. They just
Yeah.
with a promotion.
How did they handle that in real time? Did they have people submit results to determine who would be gone in the
I
official
think that's what
storyline?
they did. You got in one of the sets, you got a card.
Okay.
And it was an actual 3x5 card or whatever it is, the same size as a wrestler's card.
Hmm.
It had like FDF or I'm trying to remember all who were the feuds, the actual feuds.
Hmm.
We had Titan Power versus Society of Death, and you would check off if Titan, if not Titan, who is it?
Flying
Lord
Titans.
Nexus group, the Flying Titans versus, or the Society of Death or the Mass Assassins, whoever it is they were facing, and you would check off, in your Fed who won.
Okay.
And then you'd mail it back, and that's how Tom did. I don't know if he actually did it and kept track of the results, and
It would see that kind of stuff. Like the concept is cool to me,
yeah.
But it kind of it doesn't work with the history of your Fed. Then,
No.
like when the next story comes out, like the next booklet, and they say, "Oh, the Society of Death won," but the Titans just destroyed them, and you're Fed like, "Oh, well, I got to banish so and so for a year."
Yeah,
I guess you could make a story where it's like these matches were contested all over the galaxy in various promotions or something like that, and that could be your cover story. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't follow it. Now, the second time I did a War Games, and I did it. I want to say I did it in when was the first War Games? Like 2095 or something?
2090, actually.
2090?
Or sorry, 2091. 2091 was the first War Games. That's where they're at right now with the reimagined sets. We're at 2091, so it's the start of War Games.
Okay.
So we're right there with the reimagined sets, which is kind of cool.
In 2095, I did a War Games, except I had 8 managers in the Fed.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did is the managers would be banished.
Okay.
And so each manager had to make a team of 6 guys. And so I literally did a random on who's going to pick first. And it literally became a schoolyard pick because these managers knew their jobs were on the line.
Right.
So the heroes could only draft from the heroes. The villains could only draft from the villains. So you had Royal Overlord. He had first overall pick, so he drafts Thanos. And then the second round pick, he's going through, and I can't remember all the teams, but it was the same thing. Amazonia, I remember her first pick. Omega picked Star Warrior with his first pick of, that's what he's going to do. And Amazonia picks Wolf. And then, just work their way down. So, I had 4 good guy managers, 4 bad guy managers. And I remember Incredible Badger being picked by Amazonia. And then Octagon being picked by Amazonia. And Amazonia and Incredible Badger were a tag team, and they captured the War Games tag titles.
Nice.
It just gave me so many options for so many storylines. And then, they fought, and after, and so that War Games actually went 2 years.
Wow.
So the first year, 4 guys were eliminated. And so the first 4 managers to get to Lost were gone for a year.
Cool.
And then I went with the, and then they had to fight again. And so then only 2 managers were gone the second year, but the other 2 managers would come back. And then the final managers were deemed champions.
That's cool. So I like that.
So they didn't, they weren't banished. They were just, the best of the best managers, the best people. And I'm thinking I was going to do that this year again. Because I'm like, I haven't done that in so long. I was going to bring it back.
That's cool. That's something I could do on stream pretty easily, as I'm retelling the NDW story with my creations and my friends' creations. Like that might be something just to spark some interest there. Do a war games where people actually get kicked out for a year. I've done it before. Kicked a guy out.
Yeah, like, there's so many options you can do.
Mm-hmm.
I was never a fan of the write-in ballot
Mm-hmm.
because then it could just be popularity.
Exactly.
You don't know, if I didn't mail mine in, I still have my card.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that too, Tom based it on the results he got in. He could only got in 12 results.
Yeah. People don't want to give up that collector's item. or stuff the ballot box with photocopies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never even saw one of those because I was 8 years after that. 7 or 8 years later, I came found the game. So I missed out on all the interactive stuff behind it.
Yeah, it's a neat premise. Like I said, I'm in 2105. I'm bringing it back this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll do the same thing, where it's just going to be, a bunch of random teams.
Yeah.
Just because I like that idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a cool concept, and I like the stakes involved in it. Like there's your job's on the line, your
Well, especially
livelihood.
because managers can make or break a team.
Mm-hmm.
Like those extra pin saves are huge.
Yeah, for sure.
If suddenly, if suddenly, Alpha Force or K, if the top bad guy team doesn't have their manager anymore,
Mm-hmm. They lose that
that's
distractor
that's a
rating.
big freaking deal.
Mm-hmm. Because what is it for ringside ally 5? I
I
think
don't know.
it's
I don't use ringside allies.
okay. I think it's 5 for a generic distraction.
Yeah, I've always just used managers. So that's why I changed it up. I didn't want to do. Um, uh, I saw how many wrestlers I lost because I think I had, 10 different uh, groups. So suddenly, the first year I did, I was down like 20 wrestlers or 10 wrestlers.
Yeah, yeah. How many people
So,
did you have on each team?
well, because it was just feuds, so
Okay.
that's all I had, So the bigger groups, you could have 4 or 5 guys in there. Like the FDF, I think had 4 or 5 guys. The Andyman had 4 guys,
Mm-hmm.
but then you got down to like, was it Tarak and Sectarian? I think.
Yeah.
One of yous are going.
Yeah. Bye, Tarak.
And and so that's why I'm just like, no, I'm just sticking with the. I just went with the managers because I think that'd be more dangerous. So the managers have more on the line,
Yeah, it makes sense.
and then just picking all kinds of neat teams. Because now you're thinking, this like this manager's, is it going to cause rifts now in their own group?
Mm-hmm.
You
For
know,
afterward.
yeah, because your first pick, you're usually picking out of your own group, but
Right.
after that, you're like, oh, Pegasus isn't picked, or
Yeah.
because Star Wars, if I do it now, Star Wars, the manager, well, he's got, there's Pegasus, Colossus, Alpha Force, Prodigy, and Skinhead. One of the lower tier managers could be looking, going, his stable doesn't have anybody on the same level as Alpha Force. Well, I guess
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking Alpha Force now, and then
Yeah.
his guys are going, what the hell?
Yeah. We're sitting there. Yeah. It's instant storyline right there.
Yep. So it makes up to, gives me all kinds of storyline options, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's what I was going to do this year. And if the managers get dumped, I'm not going to give the managers the option to go manage a stable in the lower Fed. They're literally going to be gone for the year.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I like it. Book it.
Yep. So that's what That's what I'm gonna do. You might. It's been 10 years since I ran it, so
Yeah, it's time. That's not something you want to do all the time.
no.
It should be a big payoff kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because somebody's going to be gone. Multiple people are going to be gone. So it should be a big deal. Unless you let your Fed grow astronomically and you just need to clean house.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what it was the first time. That's why I didn't mind doing it, because I had so many guys.
Yeah.
Some of those guys just went down to the lower tier Fed and drifted away.
Yeah. Sometimes that needs to happen. Look
And
at what the WWE does.
And I kept some of those guys in that little Fed for years. Until and then I brought them up.
It's cool. So it's fun stuff. Like that's something I definitely want to revisit in some format, either with my bootleg Fed or if I do eventually restart with the. If I restart, I'll probably use the color cards and see where
they're changed a bit. Those color cards.
Yeah. They like rules, violations, and things like are like chart, like how Thantos didn't have an out of the ring option with the new charts because that choice G is no longer out of the ring.
Oh yeah.
It's another death jump option. So they fixed that. Just little things like that. Nothing major. Just to line up with the new charts and things like that.
Yeah, it could be good.
And I'll bring in guys like Akuma has an official card now with that Galacticon giveaway, and he officially debuted in 2090. I think was the year he came out as Thantos' bodyguard in the story from Steve. So I would make that a part of it. I'd get Red Talon in there and Duke of Destruction, stuff like just to roll those in. Yeah.
I was looking at Red Talon today and going like, yep, he's definitely, could be feuding Death Knight.
Yeah.
Duke of Destruction, though, he could be somewhat tough.
Yeah, he's decent for sure.
Especially in that first 24. We could probably add those guys to the list. We might have to do that.
Yeah, we could.
I haven't used them though. But
yeah, we could maybe on our own roll up some matches against, like, have Red Talon face all the villains and see how he does, and then have Duke face all the heroes and see how he does, just to get some stats
and get some idea on how they work. But I can't see Red Talon dominating anything even back then.
No. But he'll pick up some wins.
Yeah, he'd probably pick up Death Knight. I can't see him beating really anybody else.
Maybe Vanity.
Yeah, because Vanity's got that 6-pin. So is Genghis Khan. He could slip in a quick victory against Genghis Khan in his 5-pin. But he's got a 0 finisher.
We might have to do that. Just have, roll out those 24 matches. Duke of Destruction takes on all the heroes, and then Red Talon all the villains, and just see what happens.
But do you have them on computer?
No. Oh. No, I'd have to do it the old school way.
Okay.
I'm sure we can find somebody to do it on the computer, though.
Oh yeah.
Jeff will do it.
Yeah.
Whoever that is.
Catch Mr. Excitement, Mr. Manning. Bug him to do it.
Yep, he'll do it.
He watches these.
He does. He's a big fan.
Yes. Speaking of which, I don't know if any people noticed, but our episode 1 is now in triple digits.
Ooh!
So gotta thank you guys for doing that.
Yeah, thanks. I don't think we ever expected that when we started doing this. Just something fun to do, and then
I was going to be happy with between 20 and 30 views.
I think all of our videos have that.
We're averaging almost probably 50 views a show now, almost.
Yeah, and we're getting some good word of mouth on Facebook, and every video seems to get more comments on it as soon as we post it. All the newer ones are getting a lot more comments than the older ones, so we appreciate that. We appreciate all you guys who are taking the time to listen to this and watch it, and yeah, I'm glad you're all enjoying it, because we're having a fun time putting these together. And yeah, it's a great opportunity to talk about something that we all enjoy.
Yeah. And next week, week 20, we're going to be talking about the Annie Men, Incredible Badger and Battering Ram.
Nice.
And how do you go about creating your own storylines? Will be our topic. Okay.
Sounds good.
We'll wrap this up. Brock will do our roll call of
yeah.
shout-outs.
They'll all be posted below. I did some research this week, and I loaded up our description with all the other stuff that's out there. So if I miss something talking right now, please just scroll down and look at all that stuff, because there's a bunch of things out there. On YouTube, we have Dave Little's Fed, and we have After Further Review and GWF Promoter from Grant. Those are all listed below. And we have podcasts from Roll Up, which is the official podcast. The Legends team has The Uncharted Territory. We have Dizzy Dice from Lee Longpre. And then over on Twitch, we have myself and Ken West, Sergeant Fragamall. So there's those things there to check out. And if I forgot you, I'm sorry. Let me know, and I'll put your link in our description as well. So please check all that stuff out. The more Filsinger Games content that's out there on the web, the more awareness there is for this game that we all enjoy. And that's why we're doing this. Yep. Now I lost my voice running through all that. But anyway, yeah, please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Click the like button, tick the little bell. The videos are usually set to go live on Mondays at noon, so you can expect them to drop then, unless something bizarre happens, but they should always go up around that time because I have them scheduled. Otherwise, I'd forget to do it. Yeah. Because I am very forgetful. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
We'll see you next time.
Yep. We'll see you in a few weeks.